Then they had to play Jordan.
He killed him. And that was
Crushed
it.
him.
Did he ever? So he never amounted to anything in the NBA for the most part at all. Then
not really. No, not really.
That's what happens.
He had hops and everything.
I see the same thing happen to the Ben, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, everybody. All right, we on air now. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Real Brothers for the Real World. I'm TL, and that's my man Stace, as usual.
What's up, y'all?
And welcome to our digital neighborhood. We think we got a good show for y'all tonight. And Stace, what we working with?
All right, y'all. Yeah, welcome to the digital neighborhood, y'all. The weekly podcast of the Real Brothers of the Real World. As I speak, we're gonna put the link out on the site for you to join us. We think we have a couple topics that'll be interesting, and we would like to get your input on these also. We have 4 topics tonight. We got, are you living your best life? We have an NBA one that we just got finished talking about. Can Harden and Embiid be the next superstar duo? We have, why wait till tomorrow? And should the U.S. Constitution be trashed and rewritten? Nice. All right, so we're going to put the link out. So please feel free to click on the link. The link is there.
Yeah, if y'all want to comment, click on the link.
And join us. We would really like to hear from you. All right, Nike. Do you have any randoms before we get rolling? Do you have any randoms?
I kind of got I do have a random, but it's kind of all right. So you ever heard that saying, don't take kindness for weakness?
Of course.
I kind of think in our society, people take black people's kindness for weakness.
Well, why do you say that?
Because we're always trying to, in the words of Martin Luther King, like turn the other cheek. Or we're always trying to approach and solve our oppression problems with nonviolence, and we're more passive than we are actually like active. When I say active, I mean like as far as violence,
retaliatory, retaliatory,
or retaliatory or anything like that. Because we're not we by nature, I don't think we are a violent people. I think that a lot of the times when we commit violence, there's extenuating circumstances behind it. And I'm not talking about the dumbasses out here shooting each other up. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far as
en masse,
en masse, and dealing with the problems that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. Right?
Now, you know what, Knight? Now, I'll say this though, and that's an interesting thought, but I think that people realize that we aren't weak, and that's why they're afraid to poke us. Because I think that now we might not, retaliate, violently until pushed into the corner. But I don't know. I get the feeling that folk do know that we're a powder keg waiting to happen.
Right, but they have been poking us, and they have been pushing us into the corner. They've been poking us with these laws that they create. They've been putting us in the corner, with law enforcement and just the institutionalized way that they go about their business when it comes to our people. You get what I'm saying? Like every law is not set up like the laws that we have in this country. Most of them are not geared for the success of a black person, right? And it's not just here. If you look on the news, even in that shit with what the fuck is it?
Over in Russia,
Afghanistan, or whatever. What is it? Ukraine? All right, Ukraine.
Yeah, I saw that.
Even the black people over there is catching hell. It doesn't matter where you are on this planet. as long as you got that melanin in your skin, you are subjected to the institutional racism of the
Oh,
land that you're in.
well, you know what though? You know what though, Tay? Let me throw this in there also though. Again, I still maintain. If anything, I would say that the one that doesn't know their strength, if anything, will be us. And I think that because once we do stand up, then things happen. You know, and as we always talk about, I think that a lot of the reason why we're here in this place now is as a result of fear. And what is it? Fear of what? It's fear of, it's fear of blackness. So if that's the case, it's understood or it's realized the strength that we hold back. Well, maybe
Right.
that's what you're saying. Though they
See, they realize our strength, but
but it's
the
us,
majority of us don't realize our strength.
right?
You know what I mean?
So it's
We
not
talk a
them.
good game. We talk a good game. You know what I mean? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. If somebody did this, I wouldn't do it. We talk a good game,
Mhm.
but the actual when it comes to actionable items, when it comes to when it comes to
Acting,
like
movement,
right, when it comes to like we just ain't gonna take it no more, or
right,
we
right,
you know
right,
we don't know how to do this. You get
right,
what I'm saying?
right. Yeah,
We
yeah.
if all of us did this,
Mm.
came together like one
Mhm. Yo, Nike, I don't know what happened. It looks like we froze. I don't know if it's me or Ted.
be yeah,
Can
no, we would literally be uh where we need to be as a people. Like we there would be no more racism. You know what I mean? Because
right.
the only way that we can fight that and these systems. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, I know this is going into this random is going long, but
Mhm.
we have to vote. And I know, and I'm not all that like
Only
the
voting, right?
alternatives, the alternatives if of us not voting in this general or primary election, right, or the general election,
Mhm.
is that if the Republicans get more control than they already
Mm,
have,
that's right. That's right. That's right.
the U.S. is
It's
going
a,
to
it's a
be
problem.
the
Now,
you.
and actually, know it's funny, and I was thinking that while you were talking, like it's a good thing that we are. I think that we tend to be the soul and the conscience of the country. We're the conscience of it. And I think that is good. Maybe it's good that we don't react, because imagine what things would look like if we did retaliate, if we did feel like eye for an eye. So now we want revenge. Can you imagine what that would look like? So maybe
I would love to see what that looked like.
I wouldn't, because you talk
I
about.
would love to see what it looked like, just because, like
I mean, us hitting the street saying,
how long do we?
but you talking about us
I
saying,
don't necessarily want to see violence,
right? But
but I
that's what I'm
do want to
talking about.
see my people come together and put the foot down and draw a line in the sand and be like, that we're
Yeah,
not taking it no more. I
yeah,
mean, that's
yeah,
all we have to like. We
yeah.
don't realize that that's all we have to do.
Right, right. Because
You
to
get
be
what I'm
honest with you,
saying?
like, because we tend to explode after so many instances, and we're pushed in the corner so long. Then there's a march, and then there's an explosion. But
Right.
again, you talk about not being. Can you imagine if everybody hit the street saying, I want revenge
I,
for slavery now"? We don't want that. I
I
mean,
can't.
because now you're
Not
talking about.
revenge. Not no no. Not revenge.
Well, that's what that.
Restitution. Restitution. Reparations. Like I can see. I could actually vision that. I could have visioned
Oh
that.
no, no,
But not.
no. I'm
I'm not
cool with.
talking about like, oh, you made us a slave, so I'm gonna go kill you. Or no, no, no. No, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking
Right.
about is black folks
Mm,
coming
mhm.
together as one
Right,
people,
right.
and then draw, like I said, draw a line in the sand and
Saying this
say,
is right. We're not going
this
any
shit
further.
stops now, or we
Right,
shutting the shit down.
right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay,
simple. You know
right.
what I mean?
No, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. All right, that was a good one. All right, so you ready, man? You ready to tackle these four, man?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm
What
gonna
you
read them
want to hit
again.
first?
All right, are you living your best life? Can
Mm-hmm.
Harden and Embiid be the next superstar duo? Why wait till tomorrow? And should the U.S. Constitution be rewritten? You want to start with that one? Should the U.S. Constitution, since we kind of started off with the laws not favoring favoring black folk, you want to start off with that one, or what are you thinking?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Well, first
Well,
let's tell them how we got to that.
you're right. Okay.
How that topic came up.
Okay.
So there's a guy named Ellie Mistow. A lot of y'all might know him. Maybe some of y'all don't. He's a really smart guy. He graduated from what was it? Was it Yale
Harvard.
or Harvard? Harvard Law and all of that. And he has a book out. And he was on The View and he was talking about his book. And let me give you the name of the book. The name of the book is Allow Me to Retort. And it's by Ellie Mistow, right? So what he was saying on The View, they were talking about excerpts in his book, and they asked him about what he thought about the Constitution. And he said the Constitution is trash. And everybody on the show was like on The View,
Whoa.
you know what I mean? It's The View.
Yeah,
They ain't
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get canceled.
yeah.
They like,
It's shock. Yeah,
well,
that's
what you
shock.
mean?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
yeah, like what you mean is trash? Like it's trash.
Mhm.
And if I, he's getting a lot of backlash from that, but I agree with him totally.
So now, well, then, why do you agree with him, Knight? Maybe why do you agree with
All
that
right,
stance?
I agree with him because of one of the things that he said, which was the Constitution was written by slave owners
Mhm,
for the benefit of other slave owners.
mhm.
The Constitution wasn't originally written for the black person or the black man or the black woman,
Right.
at all. There
It's
was no
land,
consideration for black people. We were
or
considered
women. Right.
property then.
Right.
Right.
Hey, Lynette.
So saying that, how are you going to come? That was back in 1776 or some shit,
Mhm, mhm,
1700s. So
mhm.
how are we going to now be living in 2022 with the same Constitution that was written?
Well, actually,
Just
now let me jump in on that. Actually, and
all
that's
right.
where you went with it. It is not the same Constitution, and that's why I take the other side. I don't know. I don't think that it has to be torn up and rewritten. I think that you can argue that you can view it as trash in its current state. But this is the genius that I think when I think about the Constitution, though, Tay. The Constitution was written to be changed. So as time goes on, you have amendments, you have different changes that you can make to that document so that you don't have to continuously tear it up and rewrite. You know what I mean? I think that that's the genius of it. Same way when it was first written, last thought, when it was first written, we didn't have the right to vote or we were enslaved and things like that. So you can make cliff notes or adjust it so that you don't have to completely start over.
I would agree with you, but that is totally false. Well, not totally false, but when when the Constitution is amended, right? When they write these amendments, there's no black people writing these amendments,
Well, but
right?
the people, no,
They,
no,
the
Congress does.
no,
Congress
no.
amends the
Listen,
Constitution,
right?
right?
The same people that are in charge are the same people that write the amendments to the Constitution,
Well,
right?
are they black
So
Congress people?
yeah, but they're not writing the Constitution.
What
They're not
Congress?
writing the amendments. They're not
Yeah,
writing the
Congress does.
amendments.
Yes, Congress and the Senate. Well, who amends the Constitution?
Look it up.
Who amends the
They-
Constitution?
in the amendments of the Constitution, I think there's been a history of maybe two or three. Amendments to. I think there's been like two or three people who have written amendments to the Constitution that were black. Out
It
of
says,
100, I think they said it was 180. So
but
out of
but
that
it,
100, huh?
but I just looked it up. and it said who amends the Constitution? The Congress. So
Right.
those aren't the same
Not the
people.
entire Congress. There's factions in the Congress that rewrites the Constitution, and then
now
they
they might
vote on that amendment.
right, but so therefore, Nike. So with that being said, if the Congress is involved with writing the Constitution, the Congress they vote on items based on their constituents' desires and demands. So if we're saying we don't want that amendment to happen, enough of us, then that's the way that they're supposed to. That's the way it's supposed to go.
You're talking about the way the political process is supposed to work. That's the way it's supposed to work. But we all know that that it doesn't work that way because congressmen, senators,
okay, but Nike. Okay,
wait. Let me finish my thought.
Okay.
Politicians in general are courted by corporations and lobbyists, right? So that's how they get paid, right? That's how they get paid is by lobbyists and corporations.
That's how they raise
they're going
money.
to change. They're going to change the amendments. They're going to change bills and all of that for the benefit not of black people or not of their constituents in the country, but they're changing it according to what the corporations need, or according to what the lobbyists need, according to what foreign interests need.
So let me ask you this:
banks need.
I got a question for you now. Lynette says the Constitution was not for us, and I agreed, past tense, that it wasn't. But I have a question for both of y'all. The 13th Amendment was the amendment that ended slavery, right? Right? No, I just looked it up now. Yeah, the 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment.
Yeah. It's supposedly it amended. It
are we
stopped
still
slavery.
slaves?
It just
are we still slaves?
Yes, we are. Yeah. Most without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Maybe we're talking about a different
without a doubt.
What do you mean that we're? What do you mean that we're still? So you don't mean in the way that we were before 18? Before
it's a different form of slavery. It's a different form of slavery.
Okay. But then to keep the conversation in the same, based on what we're talking about, the 13th Amendment ended the institution of slavery, right?
No, I'm trying to tell you, it didn't.
It did.
Read
it
it.
did because we no longer live in we no longer live in bondage. We don't. You're not. No. Come on.
Not bondage. I didn't say bondage and slavery is not exactly the same thing.
No, but Nike, what I'm getting, but Nike, listen, Nike. But what I'm saying is that before the 13th Amendment, you could be owned by somebody else, right? Do you agree with that?
Right.
You cannot be owned by somebody else now, and that was as a result of the 13th Amendment. So what I'm trying to get at is that amendment there was for us. So again, if you extrapolate on that, there are a lot of things that the right to vote, there are a lot of things that adjustments and amendments that happened to the Constitution that positively affected our situation. So again, I don't think it needs to be thrown away and trashed and restarted. I just think that we need to continue to take a look at it and make adjustments to it.
Right.
No.
Right.
So,
I think it needs to be. I would be all in favor of redoing the whole thing, just because. All right. So, taking your example of the 13th Amendment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's something in the 13th Amendment that says, if I can remember correctly, that there's an exception in the 13th Amendment that says that you can't be a slave
unless you're locked up. Is that what you're talking about? People in jail?
Right. Yeah. So you can't be a slave, but if you are seen as a criminal, or if you commit a criminal offense, then that doesn't apply to you.
Right. Now, but you know, no, I just did. I think this is what you're talking about. It says neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Right. But Terry, You don't have to listen, but
that's a provision for slavery, Stace. That's why when people go to jail. All right, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that, and again, this is the beauty within that I think that exists in this Constitution, that if enough people stand up and say get rid of it, they can amend it and take that part out. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to trash it.
It's been hundreds of years, Stace, and they haven't taken it out. Like if they were gonna take that out, if they wanted to take that out, or if they were gonna take that out, they had hundreds of years to take. How many hundreds of years?
I said if enough people stood up and demanded it, it can be amended and taken out. Right? I mean, as long as if there's a groundswell and the people rise up and say we need to make changes to this document, then that's what Congress is going to do. So again, I just say that to maintain that I don't think it has to be completely trashed and started over.
Well, why haven't they done it yet?
Enough people haven't stood up and said we need to. It hasn't been the political will. I mean, there hasn't.
The whole civil rights movement is based around not having to be treated like a second-class citizen. If they wanted to change anything in that Constitution, where they're given equal opportunity to everyone, even you know what, even in the Constitution, we're referred to as we're the only people other than white people that are referred to in the Constitution. Did you know that?
No.
So the Constitution, there's a them, and then there's a us. You get what I'm saying? What? I had to. Okay. Give me 1 second. Lynette wants the link.
Oh, okay. So again, I think that the beauty of that document is that it's not a dead document. It's not a book that exists and it's etched in stone and that's it. I think that's what makes it so nice. The fact that it's flexible enough and it can bend and it can change with the time. When they wrote the Constitution, they did look at us as less than human. So we didn't have rights. We were 3/5 of a human.
Well, then how come the Constitution? How come the Constitution hasn't been changed in however many years?
Well, I don't know what the last.
They won't even pass. Like Stace, they won't even pass the anti-lynching bill. Like, that kind of shoots a hole in your theory that all people have to do is go to their legislature and complain. People. Look at the lynching bill. They haven't even passed that.
Mike, you're missing one word that I'm saying, and I'm saying enough. It has to be a ground. Has to be enough. Has to be a groundswell. Has to be enough people standing up saying we want this to happen. For it to happen, it just hasn't been enough people. Hasn't been enough people.
How many black people do you need to stand up? Like how many black people needs to stand up? That's what's like what we was talking about before. We need to come together as one black fist, and then we can make all the changes that we want. Until that happens, like the government is not going to change stuff just because they want to. They're not going to change stuff just because it's the right thing to do.
Agree, but as 13% or so of the population, it can't happen if it's only black folk. It still has to be other people that agree with our cause and our reasoning, saying that I'm going to join your fight, and that has happened.
Right.
Look at some of the changes that happened. Did she get the link? Look at some of the changes that's happening now with the police force and reallocating funds and all that other kind of stuff. That's because people in general, enough people stood up saying that we need to do more. Okay, let me see what she says. Then that put something else up here.
Did she get the link?
I don't know. It isn't. Are studies coming? If statues are coming down, why isn't this document redone? Well, again, Lynette, I just I don't know if you're trying to get the link or not. Also, it's out there. But again, Lynette, I think with that, and I think in order to amend the Constitution, it has to be like a higher percentage of the Congress that's for that change. So it's a higher threshold in order to make make an amendment to the Constitution, which I think it makes sense. So again, I think that to answer Lynette's question, enough people in those particular states stood up saying we need to get rid of these southern racist statues, so they came down. But enough people in the United States as a whole haven't come together saying we need this amendment to go into effect. That's why I don't think that it's happening.
Those statues and all that shit, that's placation. That is, they are trying to appease black people and calm them down at that moment. Those statues don't mean shit, because the statues is this. Even though the statues have changed, the laws ain't changing.
But
you get what I'm saying? The statues are changed. Like, you could change a statue, but if you still have the same laws in place that are oppressing people, then that change with the statues don't mean shit.
Well, but I do think those statues should have come down, though. I don't think that those statues like that should have remained.
Yes, they should have came down, but how does that affect the bottom line of black people in this country?
Well, I mean,
when like,
I'm gonna use a word that you don't like. I'm gonna use a word that you don't like. It's a start. It's a start. It brings attention. It's a start. Now, hey, Lynette, what's going on? How you doing? What are you drinking?
Hey, Lynette, what's going on?
Water, I hope.
Yeah, ice water. I'm out at Friendly's.
All right, how you doing? How's everything?
I'm good. Everything's good. The reason I had said if statues are coming down because of what they represented, you know, like the people that they were of and what them people represented, our founding fathers, what did they represent? What did they put into place? And, you know, all of the racism and how they didn't include us and it wasn't for us and that kind of thing. And even what they established about us, you know, that wasn't true. How come we have to live by a document that they created? Why can't our current and new, I don't know if it ain't any better or not, but I mean, you know, like, why can't we revamp it? Why can't we bring it forward and modernize it? With the way the U.S. is today versus back then.
Just like the Native Americans did, and write our own constitution. Do you know that the Native Americans have their own constitution?
Wait a minute. Now you're changing the subject. We were talking about whether the United States of American Constitution should be trashed and rewritten. Now you're saying that black folks should have their own constitution. So if that's the case,
if they're not going to rewrite it, yeah, why not? If they're not going to rewrite the Constitution to make it modern and up to date,
I don't agree with that. I don't think.
If we're working up under their government, though, if we're working up under their government, that's okay. So that would be starting our own government.
Correct.
So we would have to have our own
Native
land.
Americans have done it already.
See, but
we have to obtain the land that belongs to us first.
Right. See,
Native Americans did it.
But is that what y'all saying? Y'all pushing for? Y'all are pushing. So again, you're talking about write a constitution that's going to only apply to black folk. That's what y'all saying y'all want?
That's not what I'm. That's
not what I'm.
What I'm trying to make. But what I'm saying is, we can't, like Lynette just said, like, this Constitution wasn't written for us, so we shouldn't have to. Since this Constitution wasn't written for us, we shouldn't have to abide by it. But we should have, if they're not going to make the correct amendments to the Constitution that makes all people equal, right? Then we should have our own Constitution.
But what about what I said, though? And this kind of goes back to what Lynette said. Lynette, we do have the ability to amend that document and, as you say, modernize it. And those are called amendments. What about those, though? I mean, that ability.
Look at the hoops. Look at the hoops that we have to go through. The hoop battles, denials, fights that we have to go through to get small change.
But you know what? Let me say this also, and I think that's good. The reason I think
that's good that we got to go through all of that.
You think that we got us fighting for what everybody else gets just by being born?
No.
We fight to get the things that they are just automatically getting.
No, but
they're no different than
us. That's why they refer to us as African Americans.
You're not letting me explain my point of view.
Go ahead.
The reason why I think that's good, I don't think that an amendment to the Constitution should be able to happen too easily, because what if you got somebody, a dictator in there like Trump, and wants to make some kind of outlandish change, and he can snap his fingers and make it happen? It should be difficult and a high threshold in order to
Stacey
amend
can
the
do that
Constitution.
anyway.
No.
He
But
can
but
do
do,
that
do you
anyway.
disagree with me though? Do you disagree with what I just said? I think that it should be difficult to amend the Constitution, so that prevents a change that to happen overnight. Those kind of changes and those amendments should be planned and well thought out and fought after, and before you're able to make those happen. Do y'all disagree with that?
I do disagree with that, because the Constitution was written, like I said before, in 1776 or around that time.
This is a whole different America now.
And we're
this is a whole
currently in
different place.
2022, Stace. Like that the rules and the language of the Constitution don't even apply anymore.
Miss Stevens
that applies. That applies. Huh?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Knight.
That doesn't even apply anymore. The language in the Constitution doesn't even apply to current day, right?
No, but
so like you said, if you had a dictator, wait. So like you said, so democracy is currently on the ballot as it is, right?
Correct.
So let's say if Putin's puppet Trump gets back into office, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has all of the senators already, all of the congressmen, the Republicans I'm talking about,
right? Mm-hmm.
already in his hip pocket. Even the Supreme Court is a majority conservative Republican,
right?
So if he gets back in office, he can push a few buttons, make a few calls, and he can get anything he wants changed in the Constitution.
See, no, but
it would be like that. Wait. It would be like that. It would be like that. It would be overnight.
See, but Knight, that's why I said though, in order to make it's a higher threshold that's needed in order to make a change to the Constitution. It's like 2/3 of the Congress have to agree to it. So 51% of those people can't just pop up and say, let's make a change, and it happened. It's a higher threshold so that it is more difficult. So again, I maintain that I think that's a good thing. I don't think that any change of that magnitude should happen or be able to happen too quickly. I don't think so.
I think that it should be almost like when you apply for a gun license.
What you mean?
You know, when you apply for a gun license and a license to carry, it's a case-by-case circumstance or you know, approval or whatever. So if you have a business and you're carrying loads of money, they approve you immediately because of the importance of it. So with the amendments or whatever, we're talking about Black people that were denied and not looked at as humans or had no rights in this country. That's a no-brainer. That needs to be passed through immediately. Wanting to put a monkey on top of the Capitol building as a symbol. Oh, we're gonna put that one through the ringer.
Now I agree with that, Lynette. I do agree with that. Now I agree with what Lynette just said.
That's the same thing I just said.
No. I mean, as far as some items being fast tracked, I do agree with that. I agree with that. Some items should be fast tracked, but I don't think that.
But the Blacks having any type of respect or civil rights, it's a fight.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not getting fast tracked.
We should have equal say in what goes in that Constitution.
We do. We don't.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. We don't.
Through your elected officials.
Because if we did, it would be changed already.
Yeah, but you didn't. You forgot what I said early on.
The power to change what's in the Constitution.
We
don't, Stace, because if we did, it would be changed already.
We just agreed that the people that changed the Constitution is the Congress. The Congress go up to DC and represent us. So therefore, you know, I'm not saying that they move as quickly as we want them to, but they respond to their constituents, or enough people will put them out of office, right? Isn't that the way it works, Lynette?
That's the way it works, but it don't work.
Right.
Maybe not as quickly as it should.
It's supposed to work.
Maybe it doesn't work as quickly as it should. All right, that was a good one. All right, Lynette, while you're on, we're gonna move to these next ones, and we're gonna let you choose. Are you down? Do you have a minute?
I got a minute.
You got a minute? Okay.
I got a minute.
Okay.
Don't scare me now with no topics. I don't know what y'all got.
We're gonna give you 3, and then you choose. All right. Are you living your best life? Can Harden and Embiid be the next superstar duo?
Well, I ain't picking that one.
Ooh, now listen to this one. Listen to this one. Why? And the last one is why wait till tomorrow? Talking about procrastination.
Wait, what's that? What's the topic behind that?
What do you mean? Why wait till tomorrow?
What? Yeah. What's behind that? What's that mean?
Really, we're talking about procrastinating. You know, why procrastinate? Why wait till tomorrow if it's something that you need to do today? Why wait?
So hey, real quick though, let me just give my last thought on that.
Hey, we're gonna move on, man. Come on, AJ, man, you can't go back.
I know, but do you know that in 400 something years, there's only been 17 changes to the 27 changes to the Constitution, 27 amendments.
I didn't know that. All right, Lynette. So where we going?
And I bet you a lot of them ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right. Well,
you hear me? To do with us.
Right. We might have one.
No, I tend to believe that one is very important. Who's going to disagree? There you go. All right, so we're gonna move on. How y'all going back?
I don't know how much it means, but it's important.
It don't mean a damn thing.
What, being free? Y'all some niggas.
We're not as free as you might. We're not as free as you might.
They put it on paper. They put it on paper, but what does that mean?
Lynette,
I can tell you I'm gonna hand you $1 million. I could write you a check. Don't mean you gonna get that $1 million out my account.
Yep.
And she getting close up to the camera. And that's
because it's true.
That's your arguing face.
She like this. Tell you.
See, you know what's gonna happen eventually. All right, Lynette. All right, where we go?
All right, what was that first one? I know what the last one was. I ain't going in the middle one. I don't even know who they are.
All right.
Ms. Stevens said no to rewriting the Constitution.
Right, but I think she agreed with me. I mean, no, not trashing, amending. That's what my point was. Not trashing. Wait, but we moving forward. Ms. Stevens, ride with us. All right. Are you living your best life? Can Harden and Embiid be the next superstar duo? And why wait till tomorrow?
Let's go. Why wait till tomorrow?
All right, why wait till tomorrow? What's your feedback on that? So
I ain't got the money today. That's why.
Okay. Legitimate. That's legitimate.
That's legitimate.
I mean, that's a lot of the reason why people ain't living their best life today. They waiting.
Well, and she done merged 2 topics.
She done merged 2 topics.
You got superstar power. All right. But now this came about.
For tomorrow. All right.
And I'm gonna clue her in. A couple weeks ago, when Terry went and got his health checkup, I said, "Yeah, I know I need to go." So I vowed to get my blood work done so I could go to the doctor. You nodding your head like,
I seen that. And I said we're gonna hold you to it in the comments. I was like, "Yeah, we're gonna hold you to it."
We're going to the doctor
because you was like,
"He did it." Well, he said he did it.
I got my blood work done. I got my blood work done. And
I need to see paperwork.
Yeah, that's what I told him.
Yeah, but y'all don't trust paper though. So what's the point of showing you? y'all don't trust anything that's written. All right, so
good.
Exactly. All right, so the question was, why do we procrastinate? You know, I know that I needed to get to the doctor. You know, why procrastinate? Have you ever done that, Lynette? Like needed to go to the doctor and you what?
Yes, I have. Yes, okay, I have. And
so why do we do that? Why do we procrastinate? What is it?
I don't know. I know what. Okay, so some people work better under pressure, and I'm one of those. It seems like I can think better, work better when that hammer is right on my back. It's not healthy. It's very stressful, and in those moments, I'm like, why'd I do this to myself? Why'd I do this? But I know that, you give me a year to do something, I'm waiting till the last week.
All right, okay. So
I'll be like, oh shoot, I only got a week left. Huh?
I got to stay up all night. Now, okay. So now my thing was, I just don't think that I didn't put it. It wasn't staring me in my face. Actually, I guess that's what you're saying. It wasn't staring me in my face. I wasn't sick, so I just pushed it off. But but we know that it's not right, especially as it relates to our health.
Right.
You know, because we go down the hill and we let it continue. It snowballs and no snowballs. Then by the time we go to the doctor, now we go into the emergency room.
Now we got pneumonia.
Now we listen. You know what? All
Now
of
we
us,
need a blood transfusion.
We passing out and shit. And we getting
Listen to
back up like
AK.
everything all right.
I,
You're like, nah, I'm good. I
I'm
don't know
good.
what the hell
Keep
happened.
it-
Yeah,
it's
man, I'm
nothing to
good.
look at
Next
over
thing
here.
you know, by the time you all fucked up, by the time you know what I mean, get some
Did you hear
attention.
Lynette? Did you hear what Lynette said? I mean,
What? What'd you say?
go
I'm
ahead.
What'd you
anemic.
say?
I'm anemic, and
You anemic?
I'll wait. I know when it's low. I can start feeling it. I wait until I'm having chest pains, about to have a heart attack, and then I'm in the ER getting blood transfusion.
Right. I mean, but why do we do? Okay, let me ask you this. Does it help?
Part of the reason I think that we procrastinate is because a lot of us think that tomorrow is automatically coming, right? There's no guarantee that tomorrow's coming. You know what I mean? We think it's coming. We think we're going to see tomorrow.
Right.
We
right.
hope we're going to see tomorrow. But tomorrow ain't always guaranteed. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of like in us. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we making plans. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. We're not people that, you know, just live by the seat of our pants.
You mean we are
because of
people that live by the seat of our pants? We just.
I mean, we are. We are.
Well, that's
no,
what
we're
said,
not. We're not. We're not people that live by the seat of our pants.
Well, that's
we're people that plan. Plan in the future, right? So, like, if we were I'll give you an example. Like, people, let's say Africans in villages or something like that, right? Or let's take an African village. They live day to day, right? They get up, they do whatever they need to do, and then they fix their food, and they're living today.
Right.
They're living, they're doing things for today. They're not talking about, oh, I'm gonna put some of this to the side for next week. You know what I mean? They're making their food fresh. They're making it now. They eat it, and then they carry on with the next thing. Like us, we go to the supermarket. We buy a whole cart full of shit that I hope it's gonna last. Because we planning for the whole week or the whole 2 weeks or however often we shop. You get what I'm saying?
Right. Well, but so let me ask y'all this then. So it sounds like, as it relates to our health, and the way that we take care of us, this rule applies because, like you said, when it comes to shopping, when it comes to other things, vacations, we plan them out.
We plan it out.
So this is really specific to the way that we care for ourselves. So why is that though? And also, does it help with somebody else on your back yelling at you, constantly saying, go to the doctor, go? Does that help at all?
It helps. It helped me.
Well, Venus took you after she picked you up. So
yeah, she like, this nigga falling out, man. Come on, take your ass to the doctor.
I mean,
but it's funny because we will take someone else. We will go pick someone else up. Right. We will be in somebody else's ear saying, "Oh, you need to see the doctor about that." But we never, and each and every person, I'm not gonna say every person I ever met, but a lot of people will just not put that same effort, time, and energy into self. Because I can't tell you how many times I've rushed to go take somebody. Like, I don't like the way that sounds. Let me take you to the doctor.
Wow.
So how come we don't do that for ourselves?
Yeah, I know, Stace. We don't do that for ourselves. We'll tell TL to go to the doctor. Yep.
But Terry, remember, I told you, I said that you inspired me. Remember, I said that. I said when you had your episode, you talking about how you falling out and all that other stuff. I said you inspired me. I'm gonna go get my stuff done. Remember, I said, and you can hold me to it.
It wasn't like that. You was like, I inspired you after we got on you. After me and Lynette got on you.
Well,
like,
true.
Take your ass to the doctor. It's time for you to get a checkup. And then when you were supposed to get the blood work done, you didn't do it.
No, but I did it. I got my blood work done.
Not the first time.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it's done now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, yeah.
He like, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah, yeah.
different.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
smart. Yeah.
That's
I was
different.
like, Cletus, Cletus.
Oh, oh, all right. All right.
Yeah,
What we
that's
looking?
different.
What we
Well, I
looking?
mean, all right.
All right. So we
All right.
moving on. What we doing? You
Yeah, that's
stand up.
good.
You got one more in you, or you gotta go. We got two more than that. How you looking?
I'm good, but I ain't touching that sports one. Ain't that what y'all talking about?
Yeah,
the
that's good.
sports? I don't even know who that
Okay.
Lynette,
is. It could be two
ain't you out at
politicians.
dinner? We
You
ruining her
at dinner?
dinner. Ain't you
You out
out
at
at
dinner
dinner?
tonight?
We've been done. They closed. I'm sitting here. My daughter work here, so we got special privileges.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Y'all
oh,
shut the
wow.
place down. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right. So we got one more then. All right. Are you living your best life? Are you living your best life? Who wants to start on that? Who wants to
I
start
start
on that?
on that.
All
I
right.
start
Go
on
ahead,
that. So how this topic came up, I was thinking, right? So our my question is, what if you only live once, right? And I was thinking, if you only live once,
Well, we do in this
well,
form.
do
In
we?
this form.
Do
In this form.
okay.
Right.
Well, if we only live once, right?
Or in this consciousness.
Uh
Correct.
if you do it right, once should be enough, right?
Correct.
Living
Correct.
once.
Correct.
So if you're not reaching your full potential, are you wasting your life? If you're not reaching your full potential, are you wasting your purpose?
Well, now I don't
You
know
know what I mean?
about.
Are you living your best? When you say living your best life, do you mean like as far as vacationing,
See
or
now,
as
yeah.
far as family, or are you more talking about your purpose in life?
See, I think Lynette, you want to take that? When we talk about living your best life, how do you view that? Do you view that as far as just the feel good things, or do you take everything into consideration? Like you said, your purpose,
I
your
think
intellect.
that. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I think that term has become a little common.
Which one? Best life.
So
Best life.
yeah, best life. I'm living my best life, and let me be great and all that. Them terms have been used, recently, very very freely.
Right.
And I
Recently,
think that
yeah.
most people that are using them in the physical aspect,
Right.
as far as
Is
uh,
she freezing?
the
Yeah.
job it's being referred
She turned
to.
into a
Or
transformer.
chasing
But
material things, stuff like that.
Lynette, she turned
right,
into a transformer. I can't hear that.
anybody, I don't know.
I think the
Can
connection
you
is.
hear me?
We're losing the connection. Can you hear us, Lynette?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you repeat that? Let's try that
Can you hear
again.
me?
We can now. Can you repeat that?
I was saying that the term is just used very on the physical level of things.
Yeah. Yeah, we losing you. We lose. Yeah.
Yeah, we
She got
lost
me.
you,
All right,
Lynette.
Lynette. Yeah, we lost you, babe. Thanks for chiming in. Now, Nike. I think when I address that question, I do consider, all of the above. It's my total existence, because that is my perspective. That is my perspective. When I talk about my best life, I take all of that into consideration. Now, I'll say this though, it's also a moving target, because, you know, sometimes you could be at a space where you don't expect to be long, or you might be in a going through something, so that happens. But I think that when I step back and take a look at the whole thing, those instances or those things that I'm going through don't make me change my answer to that question. I guess that's what I'm saying. So when I
Right.
say, am I living my best life, I say yes, but that also puts the caveat in there that doesn't imply that I'm not trying to improve myself or be a better person or be a better father, etc.
Right.
But from my perspective, I can say that I'm okay in my current situation.
Right,
Taking
right.
all of that into consideration.
And when I think about living my best life, I think that I've wasted so much time
Mm,
doing stuff that was not actually my calling or
mm,
not actually uh my purpose.
mm,
I think me living my best life, I've just recently in the last few years started living my best life because I found myself.
right. Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like before, I was I was living for my family. I was living for, you know, chasing bags. I
Mm-hmm.
was living for all this other stuff that to me now is irrelevant. Well, not my family, but like
Mm-hmm.
as far
Mm-hmm.
as like chasing
Yeah.
bags and all of that kind of stuff, materialism.
But you know
My
what? Now
best life consists of knowing myself on the inside and out.
mm,
Like I feel like I have a glow now, right?
mm,
I feel like when I meditate, I feel I like I have a connection with God now that I never had
mm-hmm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like God is within me. You get what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I have a spiritual connection that when I make moves,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes, and this is gonna sound crazy, but when I make certain moves, sometimes those moves make themselves. You get what I'm saying? It's like stuff comes to me rather than me going to it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
get what I'm saying? It's like almost like I'm getting in tune with the universe.
Now,
Like
but Tay, the good thing about it though is that I view life as a journey. So I think that, and it's never too late. So even everything that you went through before, they weren't a waste because they were preparing you for where you are now.
oh,
You know what I
definitely,
mean? So,
definitely,
now the
definitely.
good thing about it is you didn't get killed while you were coming up. You're still here. You made it through. So
Yep.
now you have
But
those
there was
experiences.
times that there was
Oh yeah,
times that I
oh
looked
yeah.
shit in the face
See,
and it could have went either way. You know what I mean?
but I think
Uh,
the good thing about it though, Nike, is that we have to make sure that we tell people. I mean, not that they need to hear it from us, but it's the case that it's never too late. As long as you're inhaling breath, you can make strides to live that best life,
right,
whatever that is.
right,
And a lot of times, as you just said, though, a lot of times that's not materialism. That's
right.
being a better person.
A
You know what I mean?
person,
That's what makes you feel good. So
right?
and it's never too late for that. You know what I
Like
mean?
this
So
podcast to me,
mm,
this is me. Well, I don't know what your. I'm not saying it like it's my podcast,
mhm,
but
mhm,
this podcast to me is me living my best life
mhm, mhm, mhm,
because I have a purpose. I
mhm,
feel like I have a I feel like this is my way for me to leave a legacy.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Like people will know that we existed, Stace.
mhm, mhm.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
if either one of us were to die tomorrow, right?
This should live on.
We have a legacy.
Right. Right.
We have I don't know if our mission is complete,
Hmm.
but
See,
we have a purpose. We have it's hard
but
like
Nike, but I think, but that's why I say life is a journey because I think that that's what makes it special. I don't think you never make it. As long as you're living, you consistently and constantly reinvent yourself. Where
right,
you were at the age of 20 is different from where you were at 35, and it's different from where you are now. You know what I mean? So it's a
right.
constant change. It's a constant grow, and you doing what you're doing now, you're imparting that life with other people that were where you are. You know what I
And
mean?
all of the stuff that I've been through,
Absolutely,
it gives me the experience and the
absolutely,
knowledge
and the
to
credibility,
talk about it and the
and the credibility.
credibility to
Right,
talk
right,
about
right,
certain
right,
things
right.
when people are like that's just like what those people that listen to us overseas, right?
Mm-hmm.
They I was told that they feel like they can, like, we are the type of people, we feel like we're them or they're us. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like they
Right.
can relate to everything we talk about. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? And that's only
Absolutely.
because we have a certain experience, from our past, from the 50 something years that we've been here, and the different situations that we've been in, and all of that stuff matters. And I just think that's going to be, like I said, we have a legacy that we're fulfilling, and it's not over,
Right. By
but
any stretch. And see, and,
right,
and again, I think like that, and one of the things I always tell people that you should always have something out there in the future to look forward to. Always have something to strive for. Because again, that what helps to give you purpose. Always,
right,
because then you always have something to reach. You always have something that you're reaching for, and you never reach the point where you say I've made it.
right.
That's once you reach that goal, there's something else that you're reaching for, and I think
But I feel
that's
like I have made it. I feel like I have made it because I'm over materialism, right?
well, you're
I
making
feel,
you're making
I
so
feel, no,
because
no. I feel like I have made it
but
because my journey has brought me to myself.
but the
I know
journey's not over. The journey's
it's
not
not
over.
over.
So
It's not over.
so you're making it because this is
I'm making it.
present.
That's
You're
better.
still
That's better.
moving.
Yeah.
You're still
I'm
moving.
making it. Yeah.
You never complete it. That's like saying I completed life.
But I think I'm living my best life.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and that's important. That's important. Like I say, I mean, there's been a lot going on, as you know, in my life.
Right.
But I think that as long as you are thoughtful, and that's not to say that you won't do things that you might regret, but the
Right.
goal is to try to think those things through thoroughly and deeply before you make a move so that you don't regret them.
Right.
So
And like you said, it's all a part of the journey.
it's all a
You know
part
what
of
I
the
mean?
journey, right? Absolutely.
What you have been going through is going to make you more experienced, more knowledgeable for the next thing that comes along. You get
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Or
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
next situation that you might
So I
be in.
mean, so to that question, man, I do feel like I'm living my best life. I tell my kids, man, when I look back, Nike, and I said it to you before, man, I had a ball. I've had a ball. I've had a good time. I've had a good run. So when it's written and I'm laying
Yep.
there and they say, okay, Stage, you about to turn your life off, I can smile and say, yo, Stage, you had a good time.
We had a good don't
had a
cry
good
for
run.
me.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Yeah,
don't cry for me.
right, exactly.
You know what
I
I
mean,
mean? Because I
but
done did the damn thing as
but
best I could. You know
that's
what I'm
right.
saying? Like, you know
Right,
me, Stace. We done did this shit, boy.
right, right.
You know what
But,
I mean?
but Terry, but the good thing about it is, again, that doesn't imply that it's over. There's still things out
Right.
there that excites me till today. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's
it,
true. But like what you said, if we were to die tomorrow, if I
I'm
was to
good.
die tonight, right
I'm
now in this
good. I'm
chair,
good.
I'm
I'm
good.
smiling. I'm
I'm
smiling.
good. My
I'm
family
smiling.
will be taken care of.
Mm.
Everything is, hey, I done did the damn thing. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And we have a
yeah.
legacy.
Right, right.
That was my that makes me that much more like
Mhm,
I can
mhm.
leave at any time. I'm ready. Whenever.
But you know
Whatever.
what though? I've always said that, and I learned this when I lost my sister, that people that pass, they don't just disappear. They live forever in your heart and mind. So if you affected people, you're gonna have a legacy anyway. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
And
right.
but that goes back to the way that you live your life. I think you should be out there trying to touch as many
That's
people
right.
as possible,
As many
trying to
people as
touch people,
possible.
trying to positively affect people's lives. Fella called me the other day, and told me that he just got promoted to a position, and it made me feel so good because I remember having those conversations saying it'll come. Take this information that I'm giving to you. You know what I mean? Take it, build on it, make it better. You know what I mean? So you talk about legacy. That's what that is. So
Right.
again, when
Right.
you affect
Making
people,
other people's lives better. And
absolutely
that's kind of the whole point of our whole podcast and movement. Like
right.
and this is not this is not. What I'm about to say is not coming from a point of like arrogance or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have to. We didn't have to do this podcast. I was cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know, but we thought that people would enjoy
Right.
hearing our
Right.
perspectives on
Right.
things,
Right.
hearing our experiences,
Mm-hmm.
maybe learning something, that you didn't know, or even if it's just, having a good time, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
Or making
Right.
somebody smile, right?
That's
Like,
right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And like,
that's all it's about.
and like, and sometimes, and I always say this: misery loves company. Sometimes when we talk about, when we get to those dark places where we might be at the moment, people know that they weren't alone. They're not the only
Right.
one going through dark moments. Other people
Right.
go through them and get through them. So you're right, man. When we said we start this, it was for a few reasons, and
Right. Yeah.
we hope that it served that purpose. All right, what is Lynette saying? I'm glad y'all
She
did the
said, "Thank you,
podcast.
Lynette. We appreciate that. We
Okay,
appreciate you. We
nice.
really do."
Now somebody did say good health, good vibes, love, and most important, God is my best life. Okay,
Yeah.
what I've always said, man. The other good thing about life, man, it's what makes you tick. We don't all move in the same direction, but as
Right.
long as you're feeling good about where you are and what you are, then that's all that counts, man.
That's all it. That's all that matters.
I think
You
too many
can't be
times.
happy unless you can't
Within,
make
absolutely,
someone else happy unless
absolutely,
you're happy, and you
absolutely.
can't love somebody else unless you love yourself.
Mm,
So, you know what I mean? It's all about, like, that's to me what your best life is about.
mm, mm,
Like, I used to fall into the shit where I thought, materialism and how much money I could get, or how much, how much this shit I could do, or how much,
mm-hmm,
you know what I mean?
mm-hmm,
It's not about none of that, man. That's the point where I try to let people know, like, that's not what life is about, man. Life is
mm.
about
The
experience.
journey. It's
Life,
about that's
the
right. It's about
journey. Right,
you're right.
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 It ain't
You're
got
right.
nothing to do
It
with no
is.
Jordans, no
Nah, nope,
Yeezys, no
nope.
Gucci, none of that shit.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. Life is about the experience.
materialism and living your best life are
Mm.
totally two different things.
Absolutely.
You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
Agree. Now, somebody said, I enjoy each perspective and the topics. We appreciate that.
We
We appreciate
appreciate
it.
you.
Celeste said something. I was hoping that she would have hopped on because I thought she and Miss Stevens as well. All right, Night. It's 9:02. We had one more topic. You want to hit that real quick, or you want to push
We
that?
can hit it real quick because it ain't, that's not that long of a topic.
All right. So should can Harden and Embiid be the next superstar duo? You want me to give you my opinion on that, man? All right. Now you're the bat. You play ball, so let me start on it. All right. Okay. I think so, Knight. I think that they can legitimately be spoke about when you talk about those when you talk about those superstar duos. I think that they can be spoken in the same breath. And this is why I say that. Because when you think about superstar duos, you think about Magic and Kareem, you think about Kobe and Shaq, and you think about and I think about these two. Now, let me say this. We need them to we need them to spend some time together so that they can establish something. But the reason that I say that is because of the skill level. When you look at the skill level of these two, their skill level, I think, is up there with the Magic and Kareem. So again, I think that Harden and Embiid
I disconnected.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, no, we was disconnected for a second, but we good now.
Okay.
What was you saying?
I was saying the reason that I consider them to and think that they should be talked about in the vein of the other superstars duos is because of skill level. Embiid and Harden have the ability to be two of the most skilled superstar duos like that since Magic and Kareem. Because I think skill-wise, they're more skilled than Kobe and Shaq. Skill wise,
I would say
skill
yes.
wise,
Skill
skill
wise,
wise.
I would. Skill
Shaq,
wise, I would
Shaq was
say,
just
yeah. I would. I don't. I wouldn't put them above. I wouldn't put them before Kobe and Shaq yet. Yeah,
well.
because
See, but
Shaq
now,
was a freak of nature and a
Shaq
force,
was
and
a freak of
Kobe
nature.
was just
Correct.
different.
Correct. See, but again,
Kobe
when
was
you
a
talk
killer.
about Kobe was a killer, Kobe was extremely skilled. But when you talk about duos, Shaq was just unstoppable. You couldn't do anything with him once he got the ball in the paint because of his strength, because he was so strong. But
Right.
was Shaq the most skilled person? All right, what was
Well,
that?
Shaq didn't really have to be that skilled.
Correct. Exactly.
He getting you giving the ball in the paint.
There's nothing you could do.
It's
Right.
crap. So
Right.
that's all the skill he needed.
So, but that's why I said that I can think of now the skill wise, the superstar duos, and I guess we're talking about center and guard. The only one that other that was that skilled was Magic and Kareem, because both of them were extremely skilled.
No, there's other duos out there that was pretty good.
Center and guard.
Center and guard. Well, I wouldn't say center and guard necessarily, but
Right. But that's
just center and another player.
Right. Okay. So what do you think? Can they be the next superstar duo?
Yeah, hell yeah, they can, as long as they stay healthy. As long as they both stay healthy and they get their role players and everything involved, it ain't no telling how far they can go. Yeah, they like that. You know what I mean?
I think so.
I will put them on the same. I will put them right now on the same in the same category with Giannis and Middleton.
Now Middleton is the center.
No, right? Middleton, I think, is a small forward. Giannis is the center.
Giannis is the center? Wow.
Yeah, isn't he?
He's a 7-footer?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Giannis is a 7-footer? Yo, because
he's 6'11".
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, man. Giannis ain't that's a big boy.
No,
that's a big boy.
I mean, because I'm thinking, watching the way Embiid can handle the ball, that there wasn't another center that really did that, but Giannis does. But I didn't know Giannis was a center.
Yeah. Jokic and what's the boy name over there in Denver?
What now?
Yeah.
It's a couple of them.
It's a couple nice combos out here.
But I think that these two can, as like you said, is barring health issues or injuries and things like that. If they spend some time together,
they're gonna be nice. Yeah, if they stay healthy, they'll be nice.
Stay healthy and stay together. That they will be that superstar duo, because Embiid is a beast, man.
Yeah,
Embiid is tough,
and he got a nice jump shot. I just don't want to see him shooting that many threes though. But he be nailing them though. You know what I mean? But
he makes them right.
I'd rather him get his 7'2" frame down in that paint.
Right. Well, we see, but the other
pick and roll and just go to the. That's that's what they do.
Now it's funny watching them do that pick and roll. You know who they remind me of? Who that you can remember was the best at the pick and roll?
The best at the pick and roll
that you can remember. It was Mailman. When those two.
Yeah, there you go. That's
when I saw them doing it. And Harden seemed to be setting it up right. The Mailman and Stockton, right.
Yep.
That's what they remind me of, and it seemed like Harden knew it because he kept coming back to it.
Yep.
But then you have Embiid that can also, take the ball and stop and then pop where he is. Yo, man, they have potential.
Yeah, they do.
This team here, Nike. And I remember we were talking about it last night. Well, y'all were talking about it. Y'all were talking about through the whole game.
Yeah, we was.
We watching the game. Yo, y'all was on that group text to and then I think Jay sent something like 2:00 in the morning. Y'all were talking about it all night. But watching them two, man, I haven't felt this way about the Sixers since the AI team. I haven't. Yeah. Even when we lost to Toronto, Canada, whatever
Yeah,
that team
yeah,
was.
yeah.
I
Toronto.
still knew we weren't going anywhere because Ben Simmons. I knew we weren't going anywhere. But with this team here,
I thought Ben was going. I didn't know Ben was going to freeze up like that. I thought we was going to do it with Ben. I got to be honest.
when
I
he
was a
first
fan.
came
I
in,
was a
like
fan of Ben Simmons
me
before
too.
he. I
But,
got to be honest. I thought they was going to do it
me too.
until the playoffs, and he started being like super scary. You know
Yo,
what I
with
mean?
Nike, I thought that he was one of the. I thought that he had the potential and still does to be one of the best players in the league. One of the best. One of the best.
Well,
Top
we
five.
shall see. It ain't.
I
He's
mean,
still a young dude, so we
see,
we shall see.
but I think now though that
We
he
just got
lacks
to get a
something
little bit of
hard.
that bitch out of him, huh?
That's exactly right, and you can't teach that. So
Yeah,
if you
you
can't
can't
get
teach
that,
that.
I don't think he'll go anywhere. I just think
Yeah.
like we talked about before we came on.
He
I
seemed
think
like
that
he
where
been
he are,
coddled his whole life. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
He ain't
yeah,
like that. He ain't got that
schoolyard kid,
dog in him. Right.
right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
ain't got that dog in him.
and you can't, and now
That's something you
everybody in
can't
the
teach.
league is a dog. You can't teach that.
You can't teach that.
You learn that. Now let's read what Lynette said. She had a long one up here. She said, let me see here. I think as long as they play as a team and not try to outshine over the each other, they'll be fine. The veterans can teach these young players how to play smart, not just about making baskets. She's right, and you see what you call him is doing that. You see him in his ear all the time.
Maxie, I'm gonna tell
Max.
you something. Yo, let me tell you something else. If he stay healthy and keep playing like he
Oh
playing,
yeah. Oh yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
Sixers don't just
Oh
have
yeah.
a big two. The
They
Sixers
got
gonna have
three.
a big three.
They got three. That's
And
right.
guess what? If he keep playing like that, they're
Yeah.
gonna
They'll
have
be
to pay
super.
my man.
Oh, they're gonna have
Because
to.
he going on a rookie contract, so they're gonna have to pay that. They
Yeah.
gonna have to pay that man if he keep balling
Agreed.
like he balling.
Because he's killing them. He's killing them.
My
All right,
man,
man.
Maxie, Mad Maxie.
He's the truth. He's the truth.
Yeah.
All right, Nike. In closing, man, you ready to wind it down, man? You got anything in closing? Or
Yeah, everybody. I just want to thank y'all once again. We thank y'all for your support. We thank y'all for tuning in to Real Brothers. Real Brothers Live. We also have merchandise for sale. Go to our website, realbroslive.com/merchandise. We got hats, cups, bags, shirts, polo shirt. Just go check it out, man,
everything, right?
and show some support. And let them MAGA people know that you ain't having none of it.
The
Here you go.
website is
This is what
scrolling
you
at the
got
bottom.
right here. That
The
that that
website
right there.
is
That's right.
scrolling at the bottom. realbrotherslive.com/merchandise.
Right. And the last, one last thing, we're thinking about starting a book club. So if you guys are interested in joining our book club, we're going to have that up soon.
Oh, speaking of, all right, go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna let you finish.
And we're going to have that out soon. So look out for that. And then hopefully we can get a lot of people participating in our book club, so we can read up on some black issues, black books. We're gonna be spreading the knowledge. And last thing I want to tell y'all, love is the new black.
Nice. All right. Echoing everything that TL said, but also as it relates to the book club, we're gonna have a guest coming on the 20th. She's an author. She wrote a book. Her name is actually she's on here now. Lynette Clement. Her book is called Ardent Granular. Ardent Granular, and we're gonna be discussing that book. It's on a topic that y'all love. Is about relationships. The
We
main
look forward to talking to you, Lynette.
Yeah, we're gonna bring her on the 20th.
Having you on.
She's gonna get on. We're gonna pick some topics. We're gonna discuss them, and then we're gonna talk about those topics as it relates to real life, bringing it outside of the book. So that's gonna happen on the 20th. The name of the book, once again, is Ardent Granular. All right, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for sending that, Lynette. So again, y'all, thank you for checking us out, Miss Stevens. Yes, we're working on that one.
Miss Stevens, we're working on trying to get Eli on the show, and also I told him that we were gonna we told him we working on him trying to get on the show, and we also are want to promote his book. The name of Ellie Mistyles' book is "Allow Me to Retort." I've only read excerpts of the book so far, but I have it on order from Amazon, and I'm looking forward to reading it. And
All right, now let me finish my closing. Nike, how you gonna Brody my joint, man? It's my closing.
Oh, I thought you was done.
All right. So once again, y'all, thank you for joining us. You can catch us on all of the major platforms. I don't think we've got back on Spotify yet, have we?
Spotify?
No, we're not on Spotify yet. Okay.
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
I thought you took
no,
us back.
didn't we? Since is that the Joe Rogan John?
Yeah.
No, man, fuck Spotify. We ain't messing with them.
All right, so you can catch us on all the major platforms. Please subscribe to our Facebook page. We put little snippets up there.
And our YouTube page.
And a YouTube page, right? What did I say?
YouTube channel.
YouTube. I'm sorry.
Facebook.
Yeah, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. But again, like to thank all of you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all next week. Peace.
All right, we love y'all. Thanks for your support. See y'all next week.